Unboxing the Dareu EK75 Pro. Fairly attractive packaging here. I definitely don't hate this, but let's get right into this. If you want to check this exact same keyboard out, Amazon links below, but let's see what it looks like. A fairly standard looking unboxing experience, but they give you PE foam, which is great if you want to mod this. Pulling this off, ooh, I really like the orange accent keys right here. I'm also noticing a few details. We have these little stripes that are actually indents. It goes across the entire top, and I think it's a subtle, but actually it looks really, really good. You also have 3 lights here, which also look really good. And the knob, let's test it out. No wiggles, wow, yeah. Now the tactility is a little bit light. It still is definitely tactile, but I prefer a knob like this to have really, really, really aggressive tactility. But overall, that no wiggle is winning. It also has a nice click feel. The side of the case looks like it has RGB. Does it wrap around the back? Yes, it wraps around the back a little bit. That's actually very unique and I like that. We get a dongle that I just dropped, but we get a dongle right there, which is also really, really nice. Here's how you switch between the different modes, which is really cool, and it looks like it's got some RGB. Very, very nice. The colors are actually quite good on this one, and you can see those lights flashing there. Not quite a white, it's a very, very blue, which is a nice touch. I actually like that. You can also see the RGB back here, which is actually extremely bright. Again, remember, this is all lit right here. Wow, yeah, I really like that. It's pulsing right now, but impressive so far. Now, this is all plastic construction. We do get dual stage risers, which I like. The back is pretty much plain, but this keyboard has a few little elements that actually make this feel like a special keyboard. This just fell out of the dongle slot. Maybe I put it in backwards. Oh, it does kind of fall out kind of easily. All right, with that though, it looks like we have some separate keycaps, a nice switch puller that doubles as a keycap puller, a pretty standard non-braided rubberized USB Type-C cable, and that's everything in the box. Let's swap out some of these keycaps and then get an initial sound test. Before I swap these on, take a look at the switches here. These are branded Dareu, so the brand itself, but a really cool looking switch. The purple with the white, I like it. We also get a little glimpse at those stabilizers, purple with a yellow stem. Very cool. One thing to note is when pressing this key down, there is a bunch of flex, which actually might not be a bad thing at all. You can see here, you see all the flex there? Very interesting. I'm unaware if this is gasket mounted or not, because this is just the initial unboxing, but it definitely looks like it might be gasket mounted because of how much it flexes. Look at all that flex there. For the price of this, I think the design-wise, this is like spot on. I love that these accents add just a little bit of flair, these lined accents, the knob being basically perfect, the lights being different, the RGB, but then not overdoing the back because they don't need to, not overdoing the front. It's just clean. And I think for what this kind of keyboard is, all plastic construction, but still trying to be kind of like a custom keyboard, I think they knocked it out of the park with the looks here. It's not too much, it's not too in your face. With that, let's get a feel test. Ooh, yeah. That sounds really good. So does that. A little bit of a tick here. I'm gonna let it pass. This is really good. How about the switch feel? This is impressive. I like this a lot more than I thought. Let's put the mic up to it, see how it sounds. You can hear a little bit of that tick on this one. This is a softer feeling keyboard and I really like that. I absolutely love the sound of this one. Wow, that is so good for the price of this. These are definitely lubed switches. It feels great. The knob is solid. It's got some sweet RGB. I am excited to do the full review and test this keyboard out. So with that, let's get to it. This is the Dareu EK75 Pro. This is priced at $74.99, but at the time of filming, there is a pretty freaking wild substantial deal off of it, so definitely check the links below for current pricing. I have no idea how this keyboard will fluctuate in price. This again has a 75% form factor with a knob, which we love. The knob is made of plastic, has tactile bumps, and basically has zero wobble. The case is a 2-piece plastic shell with awesome, well-diffused, bright RGB side accents. There's also some glossy accents, dongle storage, and a switch for different connectivity modes. And with this colorway, it looks like a custom. This is also gasket mounted with a freaking massive amount of flex when typing. This thing is literally like a freaking trampoline. And because of that, I actually really liked the feel of this keyboard. Just feels good, and it sounds pretty damn good. As for dampening, there is foam between the plate and the PCB, a switch dampening pad, and foam in the case. Now for colorways, you can either get this in gray on black with orange accents, like the one that I have, or you can get white on black with red accents. So there are a few different colorways, but I do like that it's subtle, but still has some flair to it. As for switches, this comes with Dareu's own switches. These are the Dream Hi-Fi linear switches. They are factory lubed and feel impressively smooth for a budget switch. They are on the more quiet side and overall just feel pretty dang nice, especially when gaming. Now, these paired with the dampening makes for a really satisfying, quiet, muted, but creamy sound, which I really like. As for hot swappability, this is fully hot swappable with 3 and 5 pin switches. And when we do the sound test, you're really going to get what I mean about a quiet, creamy sound. Now, before we get to the sound test, let's talk keycaps and stabilizers. Very important. The stabilizers here are plate mounted and lubed and greased from the factory. The stabilizers are basically almost perfectly tuned with just a very, very, very slight rattle on the shift and enter keys, but that is very slight again. Overall, these sound great. The keycaps are non-shine through, cherry profile, and have a slight texture to them. Overall, full pass. They did a great job here, but with that, let's take a listen to the EK75 Pro. And that is how it sounds. For connectivity, this is wired with a detachable USB Type-C. You can also use this wirelessly with Bluetooth or a 2.4 GHz USB dongle for gaming. And as for battery life, this has a 3,750 milliamp hour battery. RGB is pretty much exactly what you'd expect here. They are not shine-through keycaps, but the RGB itself is bright and vibrant. The side case lighting is also bright and well diffused with no dim spots, and the LEDs are south-facing. So overall, in my book, this gets a freaking full pass. Again, if you want to check out this exact same product, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. And if you want to check out my main channel with longer form content, you can check that out right here. But this is a consumer tech review, high speed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.